All right, so this is episode 8, I believe, of Road to Spending 25K in 7 days. So yesterday was the first day of the launch. So as you can see, all of the campaigns are actually off. And as you can see from the bottom, we didn't actually hit the 25K target, which was slightly disappointing. The reason why is I don't want to spend my clients' money just for the sake of like hitting a number. Obviously, that was the goal, to hit 25K, and the goal was to get the lead cost to be overall at $5, which was ambitious, but at the end of the day, that's what goals are there to do. So we tried, and basically coming into the last couple of days, we tried to scale as much as possible with the CBOs, but we just couldn't scale that quickly whilst keeping the cost per lead down enough. So you can see here we had some CBO campaigns that were doing overall, obviously inside some ad sets were cheaper, but overall, $13, $15, and that's just outside of KPI for us. To be honest with you, we could probably, based on what we've done previously, we've actually been able to 10x the ad spend on a very similar campaign the last time we did this live launch. So realistically, we probably can still be profitable off like $10, $15 leads. But I don't know, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to try and keep as low as KPI as possible. So you can see here that we spent $21,789. We have got a reminder campaign going right now. We've got a reminder campaign going. And so that spent about 400. So, just over 21,000 spent, which, 4K off the target, which isn't the end of the world. We got over 3,000 leads directly from the paid ads. So I calculated just before from the CRM, we've got basically the cost per lead is around $6.70. So it was above KPI. But again, grand scheme of things, we spent 21K in 10 days. From 0 to 21K spend in 10 days, getting leads for a free challenge for business owners, it's pretty damn good, to be honest with you, still. Even though it's outside of the KPI we set, it's still going to perform massively well. So lessons would be, we tested the ad sets at $5 a day to begin with. And that's fine for a new client, but really we knew that we could get cheap leads for this. So what I would have done is launched all the ABOs at $10 a day, because that would have instantly doubled our spend over the first 5 days before we went into CBO scaling. But just the $5 a day just restricted it too much. And we had a lot of ABO campaigns perform really well, but because they were only spending $5 a day each, the spend just wasn't there. And then when we tried to scale with CBOs too quickly, too many of the CBOs didn't perform the way we wanted them to. So that was the biggest thing. Because we'd already proven the concept with this client, we'd spent a lot of money with this client before in the ad account, the pixel is seasoned, all that sort of good stuff. We should have trusted ourselves more to start with a bigger testing budget, and not just defaulted to our regular if we're working with a new client, which is $5 a day. So that's the other one. We could have started the ads earlier. We started the ads basically within 7 days out. I mean, we launched a couple of ads a couple of days before, but for the most part, you can see if we go from the 25th to the 2nd, is that right? 25th to the 1st. We spent a majority of the budget there. So we had like I said, a 7-day window. So maybe we could have started the ads on the 23rd, the 22nd, just give us a bit more time to test stuff properly. Because we were trying to scale ad sets that had maybe got 4 or 5 leads at a good KPI cost. When really, if you really want if you want it to prove an ad set is working, you need to let it spend, You need to get at least over 5 to 10 leads. But in some cases, an ad set had got 2-3 leads in the first 48 hours and we were trying to scale it. So that's what we potentially could have done. But again, like, I don't really think that was the issue. It was the testing budget to begin with should have been more. Because again, you start launching these ads too early and people just register maybe around like the 21st and the 22nd, but they've got like over a week until the challenge starts. This is very easy for someone to forget, especially if, you know, they're a cold audience, they've never heard of you before. It's very easy for someone not to show. So we had overall 7,000 registrants, because it was basically split between half was from paid ads, half was from organic. And we had like over 1,000 people on live, so show rate was pretty good. I need to get the confirmation number from the client's assistant who monitored the actual Zoom room. I actually don't have the specific number, but you know, I know for sure from what they were speaking about when they were doing it that there was over 1,000 people. So I imagine our show rate in the end was around maybe like 20%, which wasn't bad. So yeah, right now we've got reminder campaigns basically sending to everyone who has registered saying, hey, day 1 is starting, day 2. Today is day 2 of the challenge. So there's a reminder ad going right now that'll be like, hey, day 2 is starting at 9 a.m. PST. So we're going to spend around $1,000 on reminder ads. We've spent about 400 already. And then we're basically going to spend around $100 to $150 a day saying like, hey, day 1 is starting at this time. And there's basically a 9-hour window from 1 minute past midnight to 9 a.m. PST. That's where we run the reminder ad for that day. And we just basically set it as a daily budget. We schedule it to start and end at 9 a.m. So it's to start at 1 minute past midnight to end at 9 a.m. And so hopefully it spends the full $100 to $150 in that 9-hour window. So that will bring us up to around 23K spent. And then from there, we'll probably spend around 5K on ads that basically go to people who registered after they've done the sell, driving people back to the sales page to buy. So yeah, overall, when you take we didn't hit the KPI, but when you take a zoom out, like if you ask any online marketer, any online coach who's used to doing launches like this, if I was to present to them, hey, we're going to spend $21,000 and we're going to get you leads for like just over like $6.50, they would absolutely snap your hand off. Again, most people who are like business coaches, you know, they struggle to get leads for like $15. So I'm pretty happy overall. Another learning is probably we could have come into the campaign with more ad copy to test. We only had really 4 main pieces of copy and most of them did work. There wasn't like very clearly like one winner. But maybe if we'd have come with 6, it would have just allowed us to like test more campaigns more quickly, because there's only a limited amount of audiences that were working. So instead of just like trying to scale those to the same audiences, maybe we could have written 6 pieces of copy instead of relying on just 4. 4 had served us very well in the past, but we'd up the spend this time. So we should have probably had some more copy. So that was another learning. We didn't have many different images. The video worked incredibly well that we had, but the images that we were using for the ads, none of them really took off. So that was another thing. We could have maybe come to the table with more images, maybe got the client to shoot some more images, because we've been using the same images for our ads for the last year. We've not really got any more creatives from them, from like a images to use in ads point of view. So that was another learning. We could have got them to maybe produce more images and creatives for us to test. But again, overall, 21K, $650 leads. I'm interested to see how it converts. Like I said, last time we got a 10X. This time it's a slightly different offer. It's a slightly more niche offer. So it was more of a general, hey, we help different type of entrepreneurs in the last launch. This time it's like, hey, we help this one specific type of entrepreneur. So that's why the lead cost would increase as well, because we were being more specific with who we help. So obviously when you are more specific and you're more niche, typically you'll see an increase in ad costs, which is normal. But hopefully the conversion will still stay pretty strong because it's a more specific offer. So that should help conversions that way. So this is like I've done now a video a day. This will be episode 8, I believe. So 8 days in a row. What I'll do probably, I mean, there's not much going on in the ad account right now other than the reminder ads, which is just pretty simple. We're going to spend $100 to $150 a day, every day, up until Tuesday, which is the last day of the 5-day challenge. So I won't do another video up until that because there's really not much going on other than helping the client with anything that they need during the launch. And then I'll give you an update towards basically when they do the sell. So either on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll do another update video with the cash collected from the initial sell, and I'll split it between organic and paid so you can see which paid registrants have bought, because obviously they'll have a lot of organic sales as well, but that's got nothing to do with this ad account. So I'll be able to break down very clearly, obviously we tag them separately, so I'll be able to break down very clearly who has bought from the ads. And then I'll give you an update with our ad strategy for the sales ads. And then I might not do a one video a day while the cart is open. It may be like one video every 2 days. But obviously, I'll keep you updated with the revenue generated as the cart is open. And then obviously, I'll do one final big breakdown video of total ad spend, total leads, total sales, total revenue, and then ROI from the ads.